Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to continue with the 27 Yankees versus the 69 Cubbies. We just finished a Stratomatic game, and that was the 20-decade Yankees versus the 60-decade Cubs, which is as close as I could get as the 27 Yankees versus the 69 Cubs. And those teams are created by a fan in a Stratomatic form. This will be the 27 Yankees exactly versus the 69 Cubs. So it was a lot of fun. If you didn't see that first game that we used on Stratomatic, check it out. Tremendous fun, awesome game. So I got this idea from, I've seen other people do it, where they'll play the same teams using different games and check out the results. The one thing, the pitcher for the Yankees will be different. The pitcher is going to be Hoyt and not Clark Mays, because he was not on the 27 Yankees. I didn't see him. So. Fergie Jenkins will once again get a start against the Yankees, and then we're gonna. I don't know if we'll do it tomorrow or sometime during the weekend. We're going to use Out of the Park Baseball 19 for our third game. And we might actually even do a digital diamond game for our fourth game, possibly. Down the line, these two are going to be... This was a really fun matchup. The 69 Cubs really had a good team. They choked. They fell apart in September, and the Mets would go flying by them to win the division, and then beat the Braves in the first National League pennant, and then go on to upset the Baltimore Orioles, who had beaten the Twins in the first American League pennant when they broke it up into two divisions before they were both won leagues. Alright, let's get to the ball game. I'll be playing as the Cubs once again. The computer will control the 27 Yankees. So for the Yankees, leading off is going to be Earl Combs. He's playing center field. Batting second is the shortstop Koenig. Batting third, the Iron Horse, the first baseman Luke Garrett. The cleanup hitter, the Bambino, Babe Ruth, playing right field. Bob Musial batting fifth, playing left field. Tony Lazzeri, who is not on the Stratomatic team, as he's on the Stratomatic 30s Yankees team, is batting sixth, playing second base. Joe Doogie batting seventh, playing third base. Collins doing the catching, batting eighth. And Hoyt batting ninth, doing the pitching. There's no DH for playing in at Wrigley Field. For the Chicago Cubs, Beckhart is playing second base, and he is leading off. Kissinger is the shortstop batting second. Ron Santo batting third, playing third base. The sweet swinging Billy Williams batting fourth, playing left field. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, batting fifth, playing first. Huntley doing the catching, batting sixth. Batting seventh, the center fielder Young. Batting eighth, the right fielder Hickman. And batting ninth on the mound, doing the pitching, Fergie Jenkins. So Jenkins had a record in 1969 of 21 wins, 15 losses, 3.21 earned run average. He struck out 273, batting average against 242. Earl Combs will lead it off for the 27 Yankees. He's an excellent bunter, 7 out of 10. We're going to bring our corners in. So Santo in at third, Ernie Banks in at first. Combs batted .356 with 6 homers and 64 RBIs. Huntley with the sign. Here's the pitch by Jenkins, and game 2 of our little experiment between the 69 Cubs and the 27 Yankees is on its way. And Combs strikes out, 1 away. Here comes the number 2 batter, Mark Koenig. The shortstop batted .285, 3 homers, 62 runs driven in. Another left-handed batter. Cubs infield, outfield straightaway and normal. Jenkins nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Koenig. Ground ball to Santos. He fields it and fires to Ernie Banks for out number 2. So 2 outs, no one out for the Iron Horse, Luke Garrett. Garrett, tremendous ball player. .373, 47 home runs, 175 runs batted in. in the chat. Let me just check out OBS for a second. Bear with me. Sure, my camera is showing on OBS, but I'm not seeing it on my second screen. It's sort of cut off, but I don't know if that's the Kindle doing it. No, yeah, okay, you can see it. It was the Kindle just cutting it off. I mean, it is visible to the YouTube community. You get to see my ugly mug. Back to the ball. Clinton Parks just had a wonderful game. Check it out. Giants-Dodgers 1965. Highly recommended. Not going to spoil it. Marichal versus Drysdale. And that's enough said about that. Clinton Parks. Check out that wonderful channel. So Gehrig's at the plate. Fergie Jenkins looking for a 1, 2, 3 inning. We're going to try a pitch around here, see if we get Gehrig to chase. Utley sets the target. The windup and the pitch to Lou Gehrig. And he reaches out and sends that ball up the middle for a 2-out single. Good job of hitting by Gehrig. Didn't try to do too much with that pitch. And I'll bring up the Bambino, Babe Ruth. Ruth 356, 60 home runs. That would be the record until Maris would break it in 1961. And 164 RBIs. On deck is Bob Musil. Jenkins takes a peek over at first. Banks holding on. Lou Gehrig, 6 out of 10 base runner. We'll try the pitch around again with Ruth. See if we get him to swing and miss. Utley bangs the mitt with his hand. Motions to him, he wants it down and low. Sets the target. Here's the pitch to the Bambino. And he walks. He does not chase the pitch, so 2 on, 2 outs now. Bob Musil steps to the plate. Right-handed batting left fielder. Musil batted .337, 8 home runs, 103 RBIs. The windup and the pitch to Jenkins, from Jenkins to Musil. And that ball goes to left. Billy Williams fields it. Gehrig, will he round? They're going to send Gehrig, 6 out of 10 base runner. Williams with a 6 out of 10 arm. And we only have a 12% chance of getting him out. We'll say no. And Gehrig will score as Billy Williams throws it into Ron Santo. And it is 1-0, 27 Yankees. Tony Lazzeri steps to the plate. Lazzeri batted .309, 18 home runs, 102 runs driven in. 2 outs, 2 on. Jenkins toes the rubber, peers in at Utley. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. And that ball is deep to right center field. Hickman on the run. He looks up. That's gone. Lazzeri crushes that ball. And it's 4-0, 27 Yankees in Murderer's Row. As Jenkins is being roughed up in his home ballpark of Wrigley Field. Wow. I'll bring up Joe Dugan, the third baseman. Lazzeri did not play in the Stratomatic game because he was not on the 20-decade team. He's on the 30-decade Yankees. Dugan, 269, 2 home runs, 43 RBIs. Jenkins looking for the third and final out in this very rough start for Fergie at the top of the first. He got the first 2 batters out and then fell into quicksand. Here's the pitch to Dugan. And that's a shot up the middle past Kissinger. And he digs for 2 and he slides in safely. A hustle double for Joe Dugan. So Dugan's at second. And the catcher, Pat Collins, comes to the plate. Collins batted .275, 7 home runs, 36 ribbies. Utley goes out to have a word with Jenkins. Santo and Banks meet him on the mound. Meeting adjourned. Players back to their positions. Jenkins is ready. Here's the pitch to Collins. And he strikes him out, and mercifully the top of the first is over. But the 27 Yankees strike for 4 runs. We go to the bottom of the first. Yankees 4, Cubbies coming up to bat. 2 up for the Cubs, Beckhart, Kissinger, and Santo. Hoyt Wilhelm, that's a different pitcher. Waite Hoyt is on the mound, 22 wins, 7 losses, 2.63 earned run average. Batting average against is .254. Behind the plate, you have Collins, 4 out of 10 defense, 5 out of 10 arm. Dugan, 7 out of 10 defense at third. So is Kone at short, 7 out of 10. Lazzeri, 8 out of 10 at second, so very solid in the infield. And the best infielder of the lot, Lou Garrett, 9 out of 10. Musil, 4 out of 10 defense, range, 9 out of 10 arm. Combs is the opposite, 9 out of 10 range, 4 out of 10 arm. And Babe Ruth, average range, but a cannon of an arm, 9 out of 10. And here comes Glenn Becker, the shortstop for the Cubs, batted .291 in 69, 1 home run, 37 runs batted in. Boyd picks up the sign from Collins. Here's the pitch to Becker. And that's a single to right. So the Cubs trying to get something started right away. And Kessinger steps to the plate. Excellent bunter, 7 out of 10. I'm sorry, 3 out of 10 bunter, 7 out of 10 hit and run. Beckert at first being held on by Garrett, 5 out of 10 running ability. We're going to play hit and run. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Kessinger swings and lines a shot to Ruth, who makes the catch and fires to Garrett, doubling up Beckert. So Kissinger hit it hard, but it was right at Ruth. Caught and then quickly fired to first. The unusual double play. So 2 outs, base is empty. Boyd tips his cap to the Bambino on right. Here comes Ron Santo. Santo batted .289, 29 homers, 123 runs driven in. Santo digs in. Collins sets the target. Boyd kicks and fires. Santos swings, dribbler to Kone, and it gets under his glove. That's going to be an E6. And Santos races to second base. Good hustle by Santo. A 2-base error on Kone. And he's in scoring position for the sweet swinging Billy Williams. .293, 21 homers, 95 ribbies. A chance to cut the Yankee lead in half if Billy Williams goes yard. Hoyt rubs up the baseball, puts it back in his mitt. Back up on the hill, he toes the rubber. Peers in at Collins. He sets and deals to Billy Williams. And Williams walks. Good job by Billy Williams, does not chase. So 2 outs, 2 on for Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. .253, 23 home runs, 106 RBIs. Will he send one out of Wrigley Field? We shall see. Banks ready to grip and rip. The windup and the pitch. Banks swings, dribbler down to Dugan, and he goes the short way to Lazzeri for the force out at second side retired. Cubs threaten but do not score. Go to the top of the second, 4-0 Yankees of 1927 over the 69 Cubs. 2 up for the 27 Yankees, the pitcher. Hoyt in the top of the order, Combs and Kone. Wade Hoyt batted .222 with 9 RBIs and 27 right-handed batter. Jenkins works quickly to his counterpart, and he strikes him out. 1 down. Top of the order, Earl Combs is 0 for 1. He struck out his first at-bat. Left-handed batter. Excellent bunter. Corners move in to protect against the bunt base hit. Santo in at third, Banks in at first. Jenkins nods his head. Hutley sets the target. Here's the pitch to Combs. And that's a fly ball to right. Hickman's right there. Makes the catch. 2 down. Now bring up the shortstop, Mark Kone. Grounded out to third in the first. Jenkins did get the first 2 outs, and then it all fell apart. 4 runs after 2 outs. Utley goes through the signs. Jenkins nods his head. Here's the pitch to Kone. Ground ball to Ernie Banks. He has it. Races to the bag himself. 1-2-3. Go to 27 Yankees. Go to the bottom of the second. Still 4-0 New York. In the chat, we have Max Cornelius. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us. Another wonderful channel. Max has a couple of videos up regarding the Cardinals with Big Mac, McGuire, and his home run chase. Check those out. 2 up for the Cubs, Huntley, Young, and Hickman to face Hoyt. Randy Huntley, whose son caught for the Mets and then was traded to the Dodgers. And basically take over for Mike Piazza there, even though Piazza went from the Dodgers, had a cup of coffee with the Marlins, and then was traded to the Mets. So Randy Huntley, 255, 18 homers, 64 runs batted in. Right-handed batter facing the right-handed throwing Hoyt. Collins pounds a mid, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Huntley. Huntley swings, sends that ball deep to left. Musial goes back and makes the catch. One down. Now bring up Don Young, the center fielder for the Cubs. 239, 6 homers, 27 RBIs. Yankees infield, outfield straight away in purple. Here's the pitch to Young. And that's a line drive to Musial for out number 2. He hit it hard, right at Bob Musial. 2 outs, base is empty. And the right fielder steps to the plate. Jim Hickman. Hickman, 237, 21 home runs, 54 RBIs. Hickman would love to go yard here. Collins goes through the signs. Hoyt nods his head. He kicks and fires to Hickman. And Hickman strikes out, side retired. 1-2-3 go the Cubs. Top of the third. 4-0, 27 Yankees over the 69 Cubs. Due up for the Yankees, Garrett, Ruth, and Musial. In the chat, Max Cornelius says he's doing fine. Asks how I'm doing. I'm doing okay, thank you, Max. Gehrig is 1 for 1. He singled to center his first time up. As Jenkins tried to get him to chase the outside corner, Gehrig just reached out and poked him to center. Jenkins picks up the sign from Huntley. He deals to Gehrig, and he strikes him out. 1 down. Got him on the 1-2 count. Big swing and a miss. Fastball. And this brings up the Bambino. Babe Ruth walked his first time up. Both Gehrig and Ruth would come around to score. Jenkins very intense on the mound. The windup and the pitch to the Sultan Swat. And Ruth sends that ball deep to center field. Young at the track, and he makes the leaping catch into the ivy and off the brick. What a play by Young, 2 down. Now bring up Bob Musial. Musial, 1 for 1. He singled, knocking in Ruth to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Jenkins looking for a 1-2-3 and quickly deals to Musial. Now Musial sends that ball to shallow left. Billy Williams comes in and makes the running catch. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the third. 4-0, 27 Yankees. Due up for the 69 Cubs. Jenkins in the top of the order. Beckert and Kissinger. Fergie Jenkins batted 139 in 1969. He did have a home run and 9 RBIs. Hoyt deals to his counterpart, Jenkins. Jenkins swings, and he shoots that ball to left center field. Jenkins takes a wide turn, but thinks wisely of it. He has a leadoff single. Now bring up Beckert. Beckert's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Excellent hit and run candidate. 10 for 10. And we're going to play hit and run. Here's the pitch. There goes Jenkins. Oh, swinging a miss, and Jenkins is out by a mile. Oh, I gambled. And it came up craps on that one, folks. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hoyt's ready. Sends the ball homeward bound to Becker. And of course he singles to left. Base running faux pas on my part, the hit and run. So 1 out, 1 on, and here's Kissinger. Shortstop's 0 for 1. Becker takes his lead, Gehrig holding him on. Kissinger, left-handed batter. He batted 284 and 69 off right-handed pitching. But Hoyt pitched in 1927, so we shall see. Here's the pitch from Hoyt. Kissinger swings down to Gehrig. Gehrig fires a Koenig coming across the bag, but he's broken up with a hard slide by Beckhart. Keeps the inning alive, so 2 outs. Kissinger at first, and Ron Santo comes to the plate. Third baseman reached on a 2-base error by Koenig, the shortstop. Santo, remember, had 29 home runs in 69. 1 swing of the bat cut the Yankee lead in half. Hoyt nods his head. He kicks and fires to Santo. Santo walks. Good job by Ron. So 2 on, 2 outs for Billy Williams. And Billy Williams walked his first time up. Chance to pull the Cubbies to within 1 if he goes yard. He had 21 home runs in 69. Collins sets the target. Here's the pitch to Billy Williams. Williams swings, sends a fly ball to Combs, and he makes the catch in center. Cubs threaten, but do not score. We go to the top of the 4th, 4-0. 27 Yankees over the 69 Cubs. Due up for the Yankees as I ran the Cubs out of the inning with my hit and run, and Jenkins was thrown out. Lazzeri, Dugan, and Collins. Lazzeri's 1 for 1. He hit a 3-run homer off Fergie to give the Yankees a 4-0 lead in the top of the 1st. Lazzeri, an excellent bunter, 8 out of 10. Corners will move in. Santo in at 3rd. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks in at 1st. Jenkins kicks and fires to Lazzeri. Lazzeri lines to Beckert for out number 1. Nice play by the second baseman. Now bring up Joe Dugan with 1 out and bases empty. He doubled to right center in his first at-bat. Jenkins nods his head. Here's the pitch to Dugan. That's a fly ball, shallow left center. Young comes on and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Now bring up the catcher, Pat Collins. He's 0 for 1. He struck out against Jenkins. Will Jenkins victimize him again? We shall see. We're going to go aggressive. The big leg kick. Jenkins fires homeward bound. And Collins jumps on that fastball and lines it to left field. Billy Williams fields it and throws it back in towards the infield. So a 2-out single keeps the inning alive. Collins at first, 4 out of 10 base runner. Banks holding him on. Now bring up the pitcher, Wade Hoyt. He's 0 for 1. Jenkins takes a peek at first. Now picks up the sign from Huntley behind the plate. Here's the pitch to his counterpart, Hoyt. Huntley has a quick word first, and now the pitch comes homeward bound. And grounded to Kessinger. Diving play by Kessinger, and he throws from his knees to Beckhart to force Collins at second. Side retired. What a play by Kessinger. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 27 Yankees maintain their 4-0 lead over the 69 Cubs. 2 up for the Cubs. Banks, Huntley, and Young. Ernie Banks 0 for 1. Wade Hoyt's ready to rock and roll. Here's the pitch to Ernie Banks. And Banks strikes out. 1 up, 1 down. Randy Huntley steps to plate. He's 0 for 1. He flied deep to left field. Collins wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Huntley. And that's going to be a line shot that Combs makes the running catch. Going to left center field. Nice play by Combs. 2 up, 2 down. Don Young steps to plate. He is 0 for 1. He lined to left. So the Cubs have hit the ball hard, just right at Yankee players. And then when they haven't, the Yankees have made some absolutely fabulous plays. Hoyt picks up the sign. He deals to Young. And Young singles the left this time. Keeps the inning alive. 2 outs. Young at first. And here comes Hickman. Hickman's 0 for 1. He struck out. Hickman did have 21 home runs in 69. Young, 6 out of 10 base runner. Garrett holding him on. Hickman awaits the Hoyt offering. Here it comes. Hickman swings. Sends that ball out to left. Musil goes back and makes the catch. Side retired. We go to the top of the 5th. 4-0. 27 Yankees. Due up for the 27 Yanks. Top of the order. Combs, Koenig, and Garrett. Let's go to the chat. We have some postings here. Max Cornelius says the 69 Cubs didn't have like a black cat run across the dugout. Then like they blew their lead for the Mets. Oh my God. As he says, did have, yeah, that was, what a foreshadowing, as they really choked in September. Clinton Parks, no cough, cough, I'm sure, hack, what happened to the 69 Cubs, choke, as Max Cornelius says, haha. Yeah, that is horrendous, as Clinton Parks pointed out on his stream, that there were 2 tremendous choke jobs in the 60s, or teams falling apart. Phillies, was it the 63 Phillies, 60 Phillies? Phillies, Gene Mock managed them, and they collapsed. And the Cubs collapsed also in 69. And the Cubs was an epic collapse. Man. Both of them were epic collapses. Gene Mock was just a tough luck manager. If you remember, in 1986, he managed the California Angels, the American League, the pennants, American League and National League pennants before that year were best out of 5, and they got switched to best out of 7, or the Angels would have beat the Red Sox 3-1. The Angels would blow a 3-1 lead. The Red Sox would go on to win the American League pennant, and we know what happened. They lost to the Mets in the '86 World Series in heartbreaking fashion. So turnabout was fair play, as the Mets got revenge for the Angels on the Red Sox. And here's Earl Combs. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out to right. Jenkins' deal is still a left-handed batter. Combs swings, sends it to shallow center. Young coming on and makes another running catch. 1 up, 1 down. Here in the top of the 5th now bring Mark Koenig to the plate. He is grounded out twice, once to third, once to first. Jenkins deals quickly to Koenig, and he strikes him out. Jenkins wants the ball back, wants to stay in that rhythm. Here's Luke Gehrig. The Iron Horse is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the first, struck out in the third. Jenkins quickly nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Gehrig. And Gehrig sends that ball to center. Young looks up, and that ball is high off the wall as Gehrig just missed a home run. It would have been the Yankees' second home run as Lazeri hit a 3-run blast in the top of the first. Gehrig goes cruising into second, though, with a 2-out double. He's in scoring position for the Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT, Babe Ruth. Ruth walked in the first and fly deep to center in the third. He did score in the first. Gehrig takes a little lead off second. Kissinger tries to keep him close. Jenkins peeks over his shoulder. Now sends his attention to the plate. And Ruth, here's the pitch to the Bambino. And he strikes out Ruth. Gehrig will be stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-0, 27 Yankees. 2 up for the 69 Cubs. Jenkins in the top of the order. Beckert and Kissinger. Jenkins is 1 for 1 off. Wait. We go 2 for 2. We shall see. Here's the pitch by Hoyt. And not this time. He strikes out, swing and a miss on the 2-2 pitch. 1 out top of the order. Glenn Beckert's 2 for 2. He has singled twice. Yankees infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. Collins pounds the mid, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Beckert. And Beckert works a walk. So he has reached base 3 times. Now bring up Don Kissinger. He is 0 for 2, but a fabulous diving play he made to close out an inning when he got the force out at second. Hoyt looks towards first. Lou Gehrig still holding Beckert on. Now here's the pitch to Kissinger. And it goes up the middle. Koenig's only play is to Gehrig for out number 2, and Beckert advances to second base as Koenig went well behind the second base bag, robbing Kissinger of a base hit. So 2 outs. Beckinger at second. He'll be off on contact, and Ron Santos steps up and he's 0 for 1. Reached on an error by the shortstop Koenig, then walked in third. Santo again had 29 home runs in 69. Right-handed power-hitting third baseman awaits the late Hoyt offering. Here's the pitch, homeward bound, and Santo walks. So 2 on, 2 outs for Billy Williams. He's 0 for 1. He walked in the first and flied to center in the third. Wade Hoyt has struggled with his control. Billy Williams would take, and he pours a strike in there on the first pitch. Off-speed pitch got in there. Wade Hoyt up to 90 pitches. He's good for 135. So Billy Williams in a hole. He's got to be ready to grip and rip. Beckert at second, Santo at first. 2 outs. Both runners will be off by contact. 4-0 lead for the Yankee. Here's the pitch to Billy Williams. And Williams strikes out. The Cubs once again strand runners on. We go to the top of the 6th, 4-0, 27 Yankees over the 69 Cubs. Fergie Jenkins up to 101 pitches, good for 130. He's okay. He'll face Musial, Lazzeri, and Dugan. Remember, it's Lazzeri who basically broke this game open in the top of the first with a 3-run homer. Musial 1 for 2. He singled, knocking in Ruth in the first, and then flew to shallow left in the third. Excellent bunter, 8 out of 10. Corners have to respect that, they'll play in. Santo in at third, Banks in at first. Let me go to the chat. Clinton Park says it was the 1964 Phillies. Thank you very much, Clinton. And then Max Grilly says that was a great series, the 86 ALCS. Yes, it was, especially because the Red Sox came back and won. But that was, if you want to look it up, I believe that was the first year they went to 7 games, as the prior Championship League series for American National League were 5 games. So Musial's 1 for 2 to wind up in the pitch from Fergie Jenkins. And that will drop in front of Hickman. And Musial is now 2 for 3 as Hickman played it very safely and right, to the disgruntledness of the Cubs fans here at Wrigley. Hickman, Musial, 8 out of 10 base runner, being held on by Ernie Banks. And I'll bring up Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri has 3 RBIs on the 3-run homer in the top of the first. After that, he hit the ball hard at Burkhardt, so he's hit the ball hard twice. Cubs want to turn 2 up the middle with Kessinger and Beckert, excuse me. Jenkins nods his head. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. And Lazzeri sends that ball deep to center again, and Young is there. He makes the catch. Got hung up for. Lazzeri got under it. Sounded really good off the bat. Retreating back to first is Musial. So 1 out, 1 on for Joe Dugan. Third baseman, he's 1 for 2. He doubled in the first and flew to shallow left in the fourth. Double play ball gets Jenkins out of the inning and keeps it a 4-run deficit. Huntley goes through the sides. Fergie nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Joe Dugan. And Dugan dribbles it down to Santos. He comes charging in. His only plays the first for out number 2. Advancing to second is Musial. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. He'll be off on contact. The catcher, Pat Collins, comes to plate. He is 1 for 2. He has struck out and singled. Base hit should score Musial. He's an 8 out of 10 base runner. Again, off on contact with 2 outs. Jenkins, full concentration on Pat Collins at the plate. Huntley sets the target. Here's the pitch to Collins. And that's a fly ball. Right field. Hickman on the run. And it goes foul. Souvenir for a fan down the right field line. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Musial at second. Deuces are wild. Jenkins deals to Collins. Collins singles up the middle. Musial hits third base and scores. 5-0. 27 Yankees. Clutch 2-out hit for Pat Collins. Bullpen action begins for the Cubs. Now bring up the pitcher. Boy, I probably should have gambled with Collins. I probably should have walked him, but I gambled. And I've gambled 3 times today and come up craps. All 3. Voit 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Voit grounded into the force play in the 4th. That ended the inning. Banks holding Collins on. Here's the pitch to Hoyt. Dribbler to Burkhardt, who throws the Banks side retired, but the Yankees tack on another one with a 2-out single by Collins. The catcher's now 5-0 to go to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs fans want to see some action. And like Fenway Park in Wrigley Field, no lead is safe. 2 up for the Cubbies of 69, Banks, Huntley, and Young. Ernie Banks 0 for 2, Mr. Cub. Grounded to third, forcing Williams at second, then struck out in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Banks. And he will single to left. Oh! Dugan makes a bid at it. And they're going to give him a tough error on that one. So another error on the 27 Yankees. So Banks reaches, no hit. Garrett holding Banks on, not a fast runner, 3 out of 10 base running ability. Here it comes. Randy Huntley, the catcher's 0 for 2. He has flown out deep to left and line to center. He's hit the ball hard with nothing to show for it. Maybe the 3rd time will be the charm. Hoyt doesn't even look to first. He looks in at Collins. Collins wiggles the fingers. Hoyt nods his head. He deals to Hutley. And that's a shot to center field. Combs going back at the wall, and he makes the catch once again. Hutley's denied. He's hit the ball hard 3 times for 3 outs. Banks retreats back to first, so 1 out, 1 on for Don Young, the center fielder. He is 1 for 2. He lined to left in the second, singled in the fourth. Excellent bunter, 10 out of 10. Yankees playing their infield normal. Young's going to try to drop one down for it. He squares. He drops it down. This could be a tough play, but Collins smartly lets it roll foul. It counts no balls, 2 strike. The bunt hit is taken off now. Banks takes his lead. Garrick still holding on. Here's the pitch to Young. And Young sends that ball out to center field. Combs racing back and again makes a wonderful catch, robbing Young of extra bases. Quickly retreating back to first base is Ernie Banks. The Cubs can't catch a break so far. And with 2 outs, Banks will be off on contact. Stepping to the plate, the right fielder, right-hand batting Jim Hickman. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out and thrown deep to left. Hoyt deals quickly to Hickman. And it's a ball back to Hoyt, and he throws to Garrick, side retired. So Hoyt is cruising. We go to the top of the 7th, 5-0 27 Yankees over Fergie Jenkins and the 69 Cubs. Jenkins up to 116 pitches, good for 130. This will probably be his last inning. He'll face top of the order Combs, Koenig, and Garrick. Jenkins so far, 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk. He struck out 6. Combs 0 for 3. He has struck out, flown to right, and then flew to shallow right center. Here's the pitch to Combs. Back to Jenkins, over to Banks. Combs is now 0 for 4. Jenkins had his number, as well as Mark Koenig's number. He's 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and then struck out his last at-bat. Jenkins works quickly to Koenig. And he jams him. That's a pop-up going towards short. Kissinger on the outfield grass. Goes back, makes the catch for out number 2. Now here's a gent who's given Jenkins problems. Lou Gehrig, 2 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and doubled. He singled in the first and scored. And then he just missed a home run in the 5th when he doubled high off the ivy in right center. Jenkins looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. And that's a ball out to center field. And that is another one high off the wall. Lou Gehrig just missed a home run again. Once again, a 2-out double. As he cruises into second base, RBI opportunity for the Bambino, Babe Ruth, 0 for 2. He walked in the first, flew deep to center in the 3rd, and then struck out in the 5th. On deck is Musil. Jenkins deals to Ruth. Ruth singles to left. Billy Williams cuts it off, but Garrett races around and scores, and it's now 6-0. And that will be it for Fergie Jenkins. It was not his day today in action PC against the 27 Yankees. Coming in to pitch will be Ken Johnson. He only threw 19 innings. All players are available in this game. It's an exhibition. But righties only bat 188, and Musil is a righty, and they're not going to pinch hit for him most likely. So Ken Johnson and Jenkins, we're going to go with a double switch. Jenkins leads off at the bottom of the 7th. So Hickman will be replaced. So Jenkins leading off at the bottom of the 7th. Double switch, yes. So Johnson goes out to pitch, and he'll bat 8th. And now going out to play right. Spangler. Al Spangler will go out to play right. And both are former Houston Colt 45s. You can see, God, those were ugly hats, huh? Bald caps. I don't like those. Alright, so 2 outs. Ruth at first. He just singled in Garrick. 6-0 Cubbies. Yankees, excuse me. It's not Fergie Jenkins' day at all. Here's Musil, 2 for 3. He singled in the first, knocking in Ruth, and he flew out to shallow left, then singled again in the 6th. Johnson done with his warm-up toss. Peeks over to first. The windup and the pitch to Musil. Ground ball back to Johnson. He throws the bank, side retired. Cubs have to get their bats going. And leading off will be the new right fielder, Al Spangler. Spangler, 211, 4 home runs, 23 ribbies. Hoyt deals to Spangler. And he dribbles it up the middle. Lazzeri makes a nice backhand and throws to Garrick, and they get Spangler out by 10 miles. As he was watching the ball, thinking he had a hit up the middle, Lazzeri, great range, wonderful backhand. He pivoted and fired to Garrick. So 1 out, no one on, top of the order. Glenn Becker, he's 2 for 2. He has singled in the 1st and 3rd, walked in the 5th. Here's the pitch to Becker. And that will be Dugan makes a diving stop, gets up and fires to Garrick, and he robbed Becker of extra bases down the line. So 2 outs, base is empty for Kissinger, who's 0 for 3. Collins sets the target. Here's the pitch to Kissinger. Grounder to Koenig. Koenig throws to Garrick. 1, 2, 3 go to 69 Cubs. And Wrigley Field is getting very silent. We go to the top of the 8th, the 27 Yankees 6. The 69 Cubs, zilch. Johnson back up on the hill. He'll face Lazzeri, Dugan, and Collins. They're all righties. Johnson's very tough on righties, as righties only batted 188 against him in 69. Lazzeri is 1 for 3, has 1 hit, a 3-run homer in the top of the 1st. Since then, he has lined to second, fly deep to right center. Johnson deals to Lazzeri, and Lazzeri will fly out to shallow left center, and Young makes the catch. 1 down, no one on. Joe Dugan steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the 1st. Since then, he has flown to left center and grounded to 3rd. Johnson nods his head. He kicks and deals to Dugan, and he strikes him out. So Johnson continues to be tough on righties. 2 outs, and here's the catcher, Pat Collins. He is 2 for 3. Collins struck out in the 1st, then in the 4th he singled, then in the 6th he singled to right center, knocking in Musil. That made it a 5-0 lead. Since then the Yankees have tacked on another 6-0. Johnson looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. The windup and the pitch to Pat Collins. And Collins dribbles it towards the middle, past Johnson. Kissinger barehands it and throws to Ernie Banks for the out. Nice play by Kissinger. 1, 2, 3, go to 27 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The 69 Cubs have to get their bats going. They trail 6-0. 2 up for the Cubs, the heart of the order. Santo, Williams, Banks. Ron Santo 0 for 1. He reached on an error in the 1st and walked in the 3rd and 5th. Hoyt, 116 pitches. He's gone 7 innings, 4 hits. He's walked 4, struck out 4. He's throwing a 4-hit shutout. He deals to Santo. Santo sends that ball left center field. Combs on the run, makes the catch. Combs has been everywhere. Excellent range, 9 out of 10 has shown today. Clinton Park says, have you ever had the walk-off walk to win a game? I've had a walk-off walk to lose a game with my 66 Red Sox, using my 66 Red Sox replay, which we finished, I think we finished 9 games better than they did, 9 or 10. But we finished at 500. We had a shot of finishing above 500. We were 2 games above 500 with 2 to play against the White Sox, and they beat us both games. So here's Billy Williams, 0 for 2. Williams has walked, flied to center, and struck out in the 5th. One out. Bottom of the 8th. 6-0, 27 Yankees. Here's the pitch to Williams. Billy swings, and that will be a shot to right. He takes a wide turn, but goes back to first. Garrett lunged, couldn't make the play. So Ernie Banks steps to play. Mr. Cub is 0 for 3 off the 27 Yankees. And wait. Grounded to third, forcing Williams in the first, struck out in the fourth, and then reached on an error by Dugan, the third baseman. Banks awaits the Hoyt offering. Here's the pitch, homeward bound. Banks swings, and he singles to left. Billy Williams hits second base and holds. Cubs have something going here. 1 out, 2 on. If Randy Hutley, who hit 18 home runs and 69 goes yard, the Cubs will have cut the Yankees' lead in half. He's 0 for 3. He has flown deep to left, line to center, then flown deep to center. He has hit the ball hard, nothing to show for it. Where Hutley have something to show. Here's the pitch to Hutley. Collins goes out to have a quick word first. Here's the pitch. And Hutley walks. Bases are loaded. Big opportunity here. And Don Young, the center fielder, steps to the plate. Young, 1 for 3. Line to left in the second, single in the fourth, and flew to deep center in the 6th. He had 6 home runs. Let's see if I don't think we have anyone better on the bench. That's why we started him. Paul Popovich, he had 154 at-bats. Batted .330 against righties. Paul Popovich will come in to pinch hit for Don Young. Here's Popovich. Again, Popovich against righties. Batted .330 overall, .312. 1 home run, 14 RBIs, and 154 at-bats. And excellent bunter, but we're not bunting and we're not hitting and running. So 1 out, bases juiced, no place to put Popovich. Hoyt up to 125 pitches, good for 135. Toes the rubber. Peers in at Collins. Collins sets the target. Here's the pitch to Popovich. Collins has a word with the pitcher first. Now the pitch comes homeward bound. And Popovich goes the other way. He singles to left. The Cubbies are on the board. Only a 45% chance of Banks scoring will hold them, so it'll be bases loaded. 6-1 Yankees. So Popovich comes through in the clutch. And now bring up the pitcher who's not going to hit. We go back to the bench. And who else do we have? Jim Qualls, who most likely will come into play center. He batted .248 off righty. Slugging percentage .342. Willie Smith, .259, slugging percentage .465. We're going to go with Willie Smith. We're going to go with the lefty, Willie Smith. So Willie Smith comes to the plate. Smith, again, .259 off right-handed pitching. He batted .246, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs. If Smith goes yard, the Cubs will have pulled to within 1. Let me quickly check the chat. Clinton Park says, just had 1 Chicago White Sox wins. I think he means wins. Wins. 5th in a row on a walk-off. Like I said, I lost it on a walk-off walk. I've never... 5th one for them? Did I read that right? Wow. Alright, Smith digs in, left-hander batter's box. Hoyt up to 127 now. Chance for the Cubs fans to really cheer if Smith gets a hold of one. Here's the pitch to Smith. And Lazzari fields it deep on the outfield grass, throws to Koenig. And what happened there? Banks scores, and Smith beats out the double play ball on the hard slide. Into Koenig. So it's now 6-2, excuse me, a 4-run lead for the Yankees. And Al Spangler steps up late. Spangler's 0 for 1. And really doesn't hit righties at all, 204. He's actually better against lefties, and he's a left-handed stick. Batted .429 off left-handed pitching. Let's see if we have anyone better. We need another outfielder. Ken Rudolph, he had 34 at-bats. Remember, everyone's eligible. It's an exhibition. Batted .206 with .250 off right-handed pitching with a .450 slugging percentage. Oscar Gamble, .235. A very young Oscar Gamble. Jim Walls, .248, and that's at 128 at-bats, so that's a little better sample size. We're going to go to Ken Rudolph, though. I like his slugging percentage, and we need a big hit. So Ken Rudolph will come in to pinch hit. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Blake Hoyt looking to get out of this. He finally runs into a bit of a jam. He's giving up 2 runs. Smith beat out the double play ball, thus another run scored for the Cubbies. 6-2, 27 Yanks over the 69 Cubs. Here's the pitch to Rudolph. And Rudolph grounds to Garrett. He takes it to the bag himself. He bobbled the ball a bit, but he gets the out. So Rudolph's nose was not bright. But the Cubs do finally get on the board. They score 2. We go to the top of the 9th. 6-2, 27 Yankees over the 69 Cubs. And we need a pitcher. Rudolph's the catcher. He's not going to stay in the game, so we need a pitcher. We have lefty, switchy, lefty, lefty. Got a bunch of lefties. So Joe Decker is he only pitched 12 1/3 innings, but he was extremely tough on lefties at 69.056. So the immortal Joe Decker will come into pitch to some really famous names. There's Joe Decker. And we're going to put him in the 9 slot. Center field. Popovich can play center. Let's see if he's better in right. Smith will play right. He's not. He's 1 out of 10 range, 3 out of 10 arm. We have no choice now. And I think we're going to keep Popovich in the game. Again, 1 out of 10 range, 2 out of 10 arm. Oh my God, these guys are awful. Popovich can hit a bit, so Popovich will play center. We don't have a stellar outfield there. A 1 out of 10 in center, that's god-awful with a 2 arm. And in right, a 1 out of 10 range with a 3 arm. And Decker, again, Decker went 1 win, no losses, 2.92 earned run average. Struck out 13, walked 6 and 12 1/3 in 69. He will face the pitcher, Hoyt, in the top of the order, Combs, Koenig, and if anyone gets on, Garrett. Here's the pitch to his counterpart, Hoyt. And he walked him. Oh my Lord, you don't want to walk the pitcher. Huntley's not very happy with the call with the man in blue. So now Decker wants to throw a double play ball. Combs was 0 for 4 off Fergie Jenkins. Banks holding Hoyt on. Combs relieved to see Jenkins go. Decker throws to first, Hoyt's back. And again, Huntley still complaining to the umpire. Decker looks to first, now picks up the sign. Here's the pitch to Combs. Ground ball, Kissinger flips to Becker. Throws the Banks, double play. Good job by Decker. 2 outs, base is empty. Pitcher's best friend, double play. 2 for 1. And here comes Mark Koenig, he's 0 for 4. And Decker, very tough on lefties, .056. He deals to Koenig. Ground ball to Santo, comes charging in. Quick release to Banks. Banks makes the stretch, but Koenig beats it out with his speed. An infield hit. And now Decker will have to face the immortal Lou Gehrig, who's 3 for 4. He has singled, struck out, doubled twice. He could easily have 2 home runs. He doubled high off the center field ivy. Ruth on deck. Decker's full concentration at the plate with Lou Gehrig. He kicks and deals to Gehrig. The Iron Horse checks his swing. He walks. So 2 outs, 2 on, and now Decker will face the Bambino, Babe Ruth. Rubs up the baseball, puts it in his glove. Back up on the hill, he toes the rubber. Ruth 1 for 3. He has walked, flown to deep right, to deep center, struck out, and then singled, knocking in Gehrig. Chance of knocking Koenig now. 2 outs, Koenig at second, Gehrig at first. Runners will be out by contact. Decker's ready. The windup and the pitch to the Bambino. And that ball gets away from Huntley. Runners advance to second and third. Koenig's at third, Gehrig is at second. That was a wild pitch. Decker seems to be coming apart here. This will probably be his last batter. On deck is a righty Musil. As Decker's giving the Cubs manager a Metamucil moment in the dugout. Here's the pitch to Ruth. Ground ball to Santo. Santo fires to Banks. Decker does his job. It was a bit hairy, a bit scary, but he gets out of it with no runs. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 6-2, the 27 Yankees over the 69 Cubs. This is our second game. Our first game we used Stratomatic Baseball, and that was the 20-decade Yankee team, which has pretty much all the 27 Yankees. A few players were left off because they played with the 30-decade team. And the 60s Cub decade team, which again was pretty much all the 69 Cubs, give or take a few. So this is our second game using a different simulation. We're using Action PC for this simulation. In the first one, we used Stratomatic Baseball. I managed the Cubs both games. And just check out that first game. It was absolutely fabulous. Alrighty. Beckert's 2 for 3. Leads off the bottom of the ninth. Cubs second baseman singled in the first, lined another single in the third, walked in the fifth, and was finally retired on a ground out to third in the seventh. Hoyt looking for the complete game victory here. He's thrown 132 pitches, good for 135. 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. He gave them up in the bottom of the eighth. He has walked 5, struck out 4. Here's the pitch to Beckert. And Beckert singles up the middle. That's his third hit. So Beckert's on. And Kissinger's 0 for 4. He wants to break out. Lazeri and Koenig want to turn 2 up the middle. Gehrig holding Beckert on. Here's the pitch to Kissinger. And he sends a shot to center field and deep. And that's high off the wall. He just misses a 2-run blast. And Beckert, 88% chance of scoring on the relay throw, and we're sending him. And they cut it off. And the Cubs have cut the lead in half thanks to the double by Kissinger, his first hit of the ball game. Beckert scores now 6-3. Tying run on deck. Billy Williams at the plate. Ron Santo. Santo, power hitting third baseman, is 0 for 2. He has reached on an error in the first. He walked in the third and fifth and flew deep to left center. Hoyt up to 138 pitches, still in the game. Let me make sure that the computer is managing them. They are. That way I'm not. So that's good. But those old teams, they kept their pitchers into the very end. Santo ready to grip and rip. The wind up and the pitch by Hoyt. And Santo walks. Tying run comes to the plate, and the sweet swinging Billy Williams. Williams 1 for 3. Williams hit 21 home runs in 69. If he gets a hold of one and sends it out of Wrigley, there'll be jubilation here at Wrigley in a tie ball game. Williams looking for something. He tee it high and let it fly. Kessinger at second. Santo at first. Kessinger 6 out of 10 base running ability. Santo 4 out of 10. Here's the pitch to Williams. Williams swings. That ball goes out to right field. Ruth looks up, and that's high off the wall. 2 runs should score on this. Santo hits third base, 72% chance of scoring. We're sending him. And we're going to hold Billy Williams at second. Lazzeri with the relay throw. Benoff is in at catcher, and they nail Santo at the plate. Great relay throw by Lazzeri. Wow, a 72% chance of being safe. And it's 6-4 now. And the tying run is not at second because Santo is thrown out. It's at the plate now. And Ruth quickly gets to the ball. And just think about it. Inches away from a 3-run blast tying the game. It only is a double. And the second runner is thrown out at the plate. Ruth to Lazzeri to Benoff, who came in to catch, as he's a much better defensive catcher than Collins. And let's watch that video replay. So you can see Billy Williams drives that ball to right field, and he just misses the home run. High off the ivy. Santo is waved around Lazzeri with the excellent relay throw, and they just get Santo at the plate. Good block by Benoff and the tag. Credit Ruth to quickly get there. Fire a strike to the cutoff man Lazzeri, who then turned and fired a strike to Benoff, who then blocked the plate and put the tag on. So what a ball game it's become. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, 6-4. The Cubs trying to rally here. Hoyt up to 145 pitches. The Yankee manager of 1927 is still sticking with him. And Ernie Banks, who hit 23 home runs in 69, comes to plate. Mr. Cub can bring absolute joy to the ballpark if he ties it up here with a 2-run shot. Banks grounded to third in the first, forcing out Williams, then struck out in the fourth, reached on an error by Dugan at third in the 6th, and then singled in the 8th. Chance for Ernie Banks to tie it up if he goes yard. The fans at Wrigley want it to happen. Benoff wiggles the finger, sets the target. Here's the pitch from Hoyt to Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Banks swings, sends that ball deep to center field, and Combs makes the running catch for out number 2. As I thought there was 2 outs, as there's only 1 out, so that's a happy thing. And Williams only has a 42% chance of tagging. He will hold. DeRocher will make him hold. So now it's up to Randy Huntley. The catcher's 0 for 3, but Huntley did have 18 home runs in 69. Cubs fans clapping along. Wade Hoyt now up to 149 pitches. He's gone 8 2/3 innings. 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 walks, 4 Ks. They have hit him hard this inning as he's tiring. Benoff trying to get him through this last out. Pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Huntley. And he strikes him out. Ball game over. The Yankees of 1927 hold on to a 6-4 victory over the 69 Cubs. The Cubs had their opportunities in the bottom of the 9th. Santos thrown out at the plate. Billy Williams with almost a 3-run homer to tie the game. He had a shot to right, and it went high off the ivy. Just another foot, and it was a tie ball game, but it's all for naught. The 27 Yankees win 6-4. Another good ball game in this series. The first game we used Stratomatic Baseball earlier tonight. Tonight we've used, in the second game, Action PC Baseball 18. Both really good games. I suggest if you didn't watch the first game, check it out. Our next game we'll play in Out of the Ballpark 19, and that'll be later in the week most likely. So let's go to the box score, and then we'll call it a stream. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Cancel. There's the box score. Should be visible to you in a moment. And as always, I like to do the pitching first, but before that, let me say thank you to Max Cornelius in chat. He says, what a game, classic. I know. You know what came back to haunt me, guys? Those couple of hit and runs that cost me. You know I'm a big hit and run guy if you've watched the channel, and had the line drive dropped in, that would have been nice. The one that was really bad, I had a good hit and run guy at the plate, but we had the pitcher, you know, Jenkins. I thought we'd at least make contact. We didn't. But a great game. Yankees of 1927, Murderers Row, prevail over the 69 Cubs and Fergie Jenkins. 6-4. Jenkins just didn't have it. So thank you to Max Cornelius. Thank you to Clinton Parks. Check out both those wonderful channels. And I appreciate you guys joining me. Anyone who watched and didn't join the chat, that's fine too. Thank you very much. And when you watch at a later date, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy. All right, so Waite Hoyt goes the distance, and his arm's going to fall off. He went 9 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs. All of them were earned, 6 walks, 5 Ks. He threw 135 pitches. Fergie Jenkins took the loss. He went 6 2/3. He just didn't have it. He struggled. That first inning was a killer. He had the first 2 outs, and then the Yankees scored 4 runs. So 6 2/3, 10 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 1 home run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Johnson came in. He 1 1/3. He did his job. Gave up no hits, no runs. He struck out 1. And Decker struggled. He struggled. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 walks, but no runs. He got through it. Let's go to the batting. Combs, 0 for 5 for the 27 Yankees. Koenig, 1 for 5. And both Combs and Koenig struck out once. Gehrig, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, no ribbies, a walk and a K. He had 2 doubles. He could have easily had 2 home runs. Ruth, 1 for 4 with a run scored, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. Musil, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, and a ribby. Lazzeri with a huge smash in the first inning when it was 1-0. He would hit a 3-run bomb in the top of the first and made it a 4-0 game, and pretty much ball game was over. The Cubs did rally, but would lose by 2, 6-4. Lazzeri 1 for 4, 3-run homer, a run scored. Dugan 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Collins 2 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. Benoff came in to catch in the bottom of the ninth, did not bat. Hoyt, the pitcher who went the distance, 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. The Yankees in victory, 37 at-bats, 6 runs, 11 hits, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. They had 3 doubles and a home run. The home run was by Collins, the catcher. I'm sorry, Lazzeri. Lazzeri, the 3-run homer in the first. I'm getting tired. For the Cubs, Beckhart, the leadoff batter, the second baseman, great day. 3 for 4, runs scored, a walk. He was on base 4 times. Kessinger, the shortstop, finally came through. In a big way, he doubled, and he just missed a homer. He went 1 for 5 with a run scored, an RBI. Santo, 0 for 2, but he had 3 walks. Billy Williams, by a foot to right, off the ivy, just missed a 3-run homer that would have tied the game in the bottom of the ninth. He went 2 for 4, a run scored, an RBI, a walk, a strikeout, and a double. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, 1 for 5 with a run scored. He struck out once. Hutley, the catcher, 0 for 4 with a walk and a K. Young, the center fielder, 1 for 3. Popovich, the pinch hitter, 1 for 1 with a ribby. He would stay in to play center field. Hickman, the right fielder, the starting right fielder, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Johnson pitched, did not hit. Smith was 1 for... he beat out a double play ball, had an RBI, stayed in to play right field. He was a pinch hitter. Jenkins was 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Also was thrown out trying to steal what would turn out to be a stolen base attempt on the failed hit and run. Spangler came in to pinch hit, and he was 0 for 1. Played right field. Rudolph's nose was not bright. He was 0 for 1. And Decker pitched, did not hit. The Cubs in defeat, 36 at-bats, 4 runs, 10 hits, 4 RBIs, 6 walks, 5 Ks. They had 2 doubles. Again, they could have easily been home runs, especially Billy Williams could have had that 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth. And my God, would Wrigley have been rocking and rolling. Let's go to the miscellaneous. The player of the game, the man who belted that 3-run homer in the top of the first, Tony Lazzeri. I can't argue with that. Musil, though, had the game-winning RBI. Double plays, the 27 Yankees turned 1, and the 69 Cubs turned 1. Left on base, the Yankees 7, the Cubs 11. Outfield assist, Ruth had 2. Great plays. Dugan had one. Kissinger had one. Let's go to the recap, and then we'll call it a stream. The Yankees sent 8 batters to the plate, scoring 4 runs on 4 hits and a walk. In the top of the first, Musial singled, scoring Gehrig, and then Lazzeri hit a 3-run homer, and that went 405 feet. He crushed it, 4-0 Yankees, and they never relinquished that lead. The Cubs failed to score on a hit, a walk, and an error in the first. In the third, they failed to score on 2 hits and a walk, and I think those are my little base-running hit-and-run blunders. In the sixth, the Yankees would get another run on 2 hits. Collins singled, scoring Musial, 5-0 Yankees. They would make it 6-0 in the top of the seventh, 1 run on 2 hits. Babe Ruth singled, scoring Gehrig, and again 6-0. Game seemed over. The Cubs would rally in the 8th and 9th, though. The Cubs sent 7 batters to the plate, 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. The pinch hitter Paul Popovich singled, knocking in Williams, and they were finally on the board 6-1. Willie Smith beat out a double play ball. He got an RBI. It was 6-2. Then in the 9th, the Yankees failed to score on a hit and 2 walks, so it was a 4-run deficit going into the bottom of the 9th. The Cubs would score 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk, and they almost had the game-tying 3-run homer by sweet swinging Billy Williams. He missed by a foot to right field, high off the ivy. He would double. Kessinger doubled, scoring Beckert, and that made it 6-3. Then Billy Williams almost had the game-tying 3-run homer. Instead, it turned out to be a double, and Ron Santo was thrown out at the plate when Ruth quickly got the ball, fired a strike to the cutoff man Lazzeri, who then turned and fired a strike to Benoff, who came in to catch because he's a much better defensive catcher. He beautifully blocked the plate and applied the tag on Santo. Lou Gehrig went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. Glenn Beckhart for the Cubs, 3 for 4. Ron Santo was 0 for 2 with 3 walks. Wade Hoyt got the complete game victory. Fergie Jenkins took the loss. This is Al, Red Sox fan, saying thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. Till next time, health, happiness, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Don't swing at the curveball in the dirt. And as always, peace!